You are listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark.
Well, hello, I am the Reverend Mark Adams from Winnow Wellbeing, Coaching and Reflective Pastoral Supervision.
And I'm the Reverend Jennie Adams from Holy Nativity Church, Eastfield, Scarborough. Hello, we're back.
We are back. We haven't been away for very long. We did do last week, and
We did, and we're ready for this week.
we're ready,
More
raring to
parables.
go. More parables, more explanations, more debate.
Mm,
Yes, there we go.
mm.
More Mark practicing not talking too much.
Okay. Well, I hope you've got some thoughts because I've got very few on this. So,
So let's get into it. We're going to look at this week's Bible reading for the Gospel, which is Matthew 13:24 to 30, and then we skip over a bit and we do another bit. Do you want to read the first bit and I'll read the second bit, or do you want to do it the other way around?
no, I'll read the first bit. That's absolutely
Okay.
fine. Okay. So 24 to 30, yes?
Yes, go for it.
Jesus put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and then went away. When the plants came up and bore grapes, weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from? And he answered, An enemy has done this. The slave said to him, Then do you want us to go and gather them? But he replied, No, for in gathering the weeds, you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest, and at harvest time I will tell the reapers, Collect the weeds first and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn.
Okay, so we're missing out a bit and picking it up again at verse 36. Then Jesus left the crowds and went into the house. And his disciples approached him, saying, Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field. He answered, The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one. And the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen. Got ears?
So, I've got ears. I'm listening.
You listening?
So, are you going to once again tell me that Jesus might not have said this explanation,
I
but
don't think
Matthew
I've read
did?
that about this particular one. I suppose whoever wrote that originally, it's not necessarily what I think, but that they might have applied this to this as well. I think I said last week the parable of the sower is one of the only ones that has an explanation, and there's one other one, and voila, here it is. I think I'm going to say that we're still allowed to make other interpretations from this.
Okay. Is that because you have another interpretation?
Just because I think it makes it more interesting.
Come on, Jesus, stop being boring
No, no,
with your
no, no,
parable.
no, no. No, no, no. I think okay. So my first thought is that what they needed, if you've been watching Clarkson's Farm, is an
Yeah.
agribot because the
Oh, they
agribot
do. Yeah, where they just pick out the
the
weeds.
agribot can go along with its
Yeah.
camera, see the weed, picks it out, gets rid of it, moves on. Next one.
They could do with that, but it's okay because we've got angels at the end of time that's going to be able
Ah,
to do.
yes, but it's interesting, isn't it, that weeds are a problem for farmers.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really struck me here was well, two, I suppose, but tied up together.
Amongst the
Um,
things amongst the things that fear and surprise. Sorry.
amongst the things that struck me about this passage are the patience to just allow it to happen and the kind of you'll like this the non-anxious presence of
Yes.
just being allowing
Yes.
it to happen. It'll
Yes.
all be
Love
all
it.
right in the end. And
Love it. There you are.
if it's not all right, it's not
Yeah,
the end.
not the end. I love the fact that all this stuff is wearing off on you, Jenny. It's great.
I knew you'd
Okay,
like
yeah, it's
it.
true though. That's a good point. I think that is a good point. And well
Yeah.
made, if I may say so.
The slaves have offered to sort it out. They've offered to go out there. And you're right, they could do with an ag bot. But interestingly, if you've got slaves, they'd be able to walk around the field and just pick out one weed at a time, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Um, but the answer's no. No,
no.
no, just leave it. It'll all be all right in the end.
Who are the ones in the explanation who are the slaves? They're the angels, yeah.
No, hang on.
The weeds of the children and the evil one, just the Son of Man will send his angels.
I don't think it actually
It
says
doesn't
because
say,
the
does it?
angel's being sent at the end of time. So who are the
I think
slaves?
though, I think yes, I think the idea that actually they didn't have that they would have damaged. So the idea of the Agbot is that it's very targeted. Modern technology can just get the weed, get it out. But actually, what Jesus is make the point is that in this situation, you can't do that.
It comes straight after the parable of the sower, where the weeds, the ones that were sown on the weedy, thorny ground, were choked by the weeds, weren't they?
Yes, it's not the weeds. The weeds are a problem, yeah.
So why are they not choking the seeds this time?
Well, to an extent, perhaps they are. It would be better if the weeds were not there, wouldn't it?
It's always better if the weeds are not there. Even with the rewilding that we're going for nowadays. As a hay fever sufferer, it's always better if the weeds are not there.
So it's not Jesus saying the weeds don't matter. It's saying if you try and rip the weeds out you're going to damage the plants.
Yes.
And I think there's something very interesting about this because I think that's our natural reaction, isn't it? Let's go and get rid of those bad ones.
So that it doesn't damage the
And
good.
let's live in a nice sort of monoculture, you know, kind of space where we don't have any of that nasty weed stuff going on.
Okay. I have a question. What does it say? What are the weeds and the things?
Well, the weeds
Yes.
are the children of the evil one.
Good seed are the children of the kingdom, the weeds are the children of the evil one. What do we think about that?
Well, I guess Jesus is making a distinction here between those who follow him and those who don't. And I mean, actually, that is a difference from the weeds in the Power of the Sower, isn't it? Because in the Power of the Sower, the weeds are the sort of cares of the world, and is that right? Whereas
I
here
don't
it's
know
people,
if we
isn't it? People
believe.
associated with people, that there are bad people that will lead you astray. Don't associate them with them. Keep away from them. Is kind of what the slaves are saying, isn't it?
I mean, it's very binary, isn't it? Some of us are good, some of us are bad. Doesn't seem to have any room for those who might want to become good, those who want to repent.
Well, I guess that's where, in a way, it's good not to push you don't have to push the parable to, well, then you get into all sorts of stuff around predestination. I'm not sure how helpful that is, but it's a parable, right? It's not a piece of systematic theology. It's a parable.
Yeah, and I think it's worth hammering that home,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah, I think that's true.
because parables aren't watertight,
Which is
are
the
they?
problem with getting too tied up with the explanation. Which is why I kind of like the fact that, we know that the scriptures were developed. We know that Matthew wrote this, and it gives you a bit of wiggle room, I think, to interpret the parable and to look for different things in it. This is why I kind of like that idea, which isn't to say that, you know, and I think that's part of why Jesus spoke in parables. So I think that's within the grain of what's going on here. But yeah,
Yeah, I think with most of them. it raises questions that you can kind of wrestle with. So this is a question, isn't it? Who are the children of the evil one? Who are what are we talking about that? The problem with the previous parable is it seemed to be a bit cut and dry. And if you tried to find another explanation, it felt like you're crowbarring it in. Whereas most parables,
So there are Christians, are there
mm,
not, who want to withdraw from the world, set up
yeah,
their own space, you know, be so you're not contaminated.
that's
And
me
so,
some days.
and I think that's a challenge. This reading is a challenge to that kind of thinking.
So, interesting. So, a challenge to those who are committing their lives to monasteries and convents.
I'm not necessarily thinking about them.
Who are you thinking about? Hermits?
I I'm not
Actually,
sure that
if you're in a monastery or a convent, you're with people. You're not really withdrawing that much, are you?
I
In
suppose
constant.
I am thinking about a kind of very I mean, when I was growing up, we used to visit a convent every week, the sisters at Hosbury in Crediton. And yeah, they were a prayerful, engaged community. They were, I mean, we were kind of freaked out with them as children because they used to wear these massive hats. Yeah, of course they were, but I suppose I am more perhaps thinking about that kind of thinking where don't have anything, I don't know, don't go to the pub or don't go to the,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to interpret this as you should be down at the pub every night, but actually, I don't know. I think that's a different kind of thing.
I get what you mean. So if the same kind of thinking that takes unequally yoked quite seriously, and you could never have a non-Christian boyfriend, girlfriend, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. Yeah, yeah.
Um, would it be the same as needing to work for a Christian company rather than another company?
Yes, it could be.
Okay,
It could
now
be.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one that raises the question of how do we relate as Christians to those around us, isn't it?
Yes, because we should live within the world, but not of the world. That isn't it? But
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. It's challenging because it would be much easier if the weeds were just ripped out, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm still quite uncomfortable about calling the people weeds. Um, I mean, I guess if we're going to find different interpretations, I would rather not think of whole people as weeds, but just
Yes,
some
you're a
kind of
weed.
just some kind of personality traits as weeds.
Well, then of course you get to the interesting question of whether, are we
Are we a
weeds or are we
combination?
weeds?
Or are we
Yeah,
a
if you're
combination?
well, yes, because there are weeds and weeds growing in us, aren't there? I don't know.
I think if I was going to push the parable, I would go down that route. Are we a mixture of both? And how do we? I mean, and the two will grow together.
Yes.
It's not quite what it says, but um, I don't know that I'm very comfortable of naming people as weeds.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Mm.
think there's something coming back to what you said at the beginning though about that, which I like, obviously, because I would,
Mm.
about the non-anxious present stuff. That the let's just look at the parable, right? That the householder is not anxious. The slaves are anxious, but the householder is not anxious.
And if I was, I mean, I'm not preaching on Sunday, but if I was, that's the take I'd take it as a whole, and that's the thing that stood out to me actually. They were very much, we could go and sort this out, we
Yeah,
could
let's
go and
go sort
sort
it out.
this
Let's go
out.
sort it out. Ah, sort it out. We need to
Yeah.
sort it out now. We need to sort it out.
And the answer was simply no. No, just let it be.
It'll be okay. We'll sort it
Yeah.
out. We'll sort it out at the right time.
What's the phrase from the great best ma exotic married
It's,
world
if it's,
hotel?
I haven't got the mug here. If it's not okay in the end, if it's
Everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the
not the
end.
end.
Great bit of theology from that from that film.
Yeah, I mean, it is about time as well, isn't it? This is not the right time. There will be a time, but this is not the right time. So there is a warning in there too. Really a
Hmm.
warning. Be careful how you live. Cultivate the wheat in you and not the weeds. And, but don't feel you've got to be, I don't know, what, don't set up a hyper exclusive kind of Christian
Well,
subculture.
there's no need to, is there? There's no need to. It can all grow together.
We
It's
can all
fine.
grow together and actually trust God that in the end it will be okay. Yeah.
How do we feel about the angels coming and the furnace and the weeping and the wailing and the gnashing of teeth?
How do you feel about it?
Do you know what? I love the image. I really do love the image. How do I feel? Well, we don't know how it will happen, do we? So we don't know what will happen at the second coming. Um, but it is a great image. I'm here.
I
I've
mean,
come to sort it
I am
out.
I don't know, what do I think? I'm not a kind of big hell, fire and brimstone preacher. Neither am I completely comfortable with being a universalist. So I'm sort of I kind of think, well, if you reject God, then God will honor that. That's kind of probably where I am. And I probably at the bit of I always go back slightly to that passage in Genesis where Abraham is challenging God, will not the judge of all the earth do right? And I think that's where I kind of leave it really. But there is a warning here for sure. So
I think I like it. I don't like it in a literal sense, but I like the idea that we're not going to miss the second coming. It's going to be that obvious, and we're going to see the full power of God.
mm,
Um, and I just, yeah, I, I, I quite like it, but I think I like it because I'm not taking it very literally that this will happen. Um,
yeah,
and
yeah,
therefore I'm not particularly worried about the furnace.
okay, yeah, okay. I mean, again, it's a parable.
It is a parable, and let anyone who's got ears, listen.
Yeah.
Got ears.
So, what do you think is the thing that Jesus really wants us to hear with those who have ears that are listening?
All will be well. All will be well. Concentrate on yourself. Don't worry about everything else. Concentrate on your own relationship, cultivating the soil and growing and all your own relationship with God. Just do your own spiritual growth and everything else
Yeah, and your relationship with
is
others,
sorted out.
surely, as well as part of that. You can't, not in a sort of,
But
not
I
in a,
think that all goes together, doesn't it? If
yeah,
you've
you're not,
got a relationship
yeah,
with
I
God,
just don't think you're saying that. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to say what you're saying. That would be very wrong. But
it would, wouldn't it?
you don't mean that in a hyper individualistic kind of way, though, do you? We're in community as part of that growth.
No, I mean in community, but I think, yeah, I don't think you need to worry about everybody else. You don't need to worry about what everybody else is doing. That doesn't mean that you should be a narcissist about the whole thing, but if that, okay, it's a little bit like children at school who get into trouble because they're trying to sort out things that they think are wrong and rather than leaving it to the teacher. Just deal with your
It's
own
like that.
stuff. Just deal with your own stuff. You don't need to sort everybody else's out.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. So no, not narcissistic ways, but just deal with your
I
own.
think actually, and there is some, I mean, actually, people might be interested. I write a series of articles every week around family system stuff, systems theory, and non-anxious stuff and how it works. And I think there's a lot. I don't know whether some of it's kind of rubbing off on you, but I think it's there's a lot in that, because it's about looking after yourself, sorting your own stuff out, and then the rest of it will take care of itself. And I think that's what Jesus tells us to do. Don't be anxious.
Yeah, I think that's what I would take from it. Deal and
Yeah. Yeah. I guess just a sort of final thoughts, really. Yes, we can get very anxious about these sorts of parables, can't we?
yes,
But
yeah,
actually, Jesus tells us not to be anxious. And I think you are right that in this, there is I'm okay. The householder is fine. Let's let it go. The time will
yeah.
come. This is not the right time. And we don't need to go around trying desperately to pull up all the weeds, which isn't to say that we don't challenge bad behavior when we see it. But we don't, what does that mean? We need to encourage people to live in a better way, but it's not our job to go and, uh,
Well, I'm not sure that I'm qualified to identify what is good seed and what is a weed.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm certainly not. When I ever get out into a garden, I just pull everything up.
I know.
Get a weed killer out. Kill it
And
all.
he's not joking, everybody. He's not joking.
That's why I'm not a gardener. So, final thoughts.
Don't worry, it'll be okay.
Yeah, brilliant. I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for listening. Do subscribe if you'd like to hear this regularly. Check out
Mhm.
my website if you want to know more about my insights. We'd love to hear from you.
Come to Holy Nativity
Come
if
to
you
know
want to.
Nativity if you're in the Scarborough area, or even come from further afield. Anyway, thanks a lot. We'll be back next week. Take care.
Well, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark. Please subscribe for more episodes on all the usual podcast platforms.